This one?
Hello there.
You cold?
Can never have enough of that.
Well?
Well met, my friend. My father is still weak from the poison, but he's recovering. I'm organizing things here while he gets his strength back. I need to regain the confidence of our Dark Elf and Argonian allies. My regrettable actions at Fort Armel have made them wary. Speak to the highest-ranking pact leaders in the camp. General Yveth Noramil of the Dark Elves and the Argonian leader Eyes of Steel. See what we can do to demonstrate the strength of the pact.
You look competent. Spies in the trees, assassins in the shadows.
Wars come and wars go, but the hist endures. War approaches like a storm on the wind, and the prince needs our help. Why should I trust him or his champion? Perhaps some discourse will show me the measure of Ernskar's advocate. Does war make a person stronger? So impatient. I won't waste any more of your precious time. Actions speak louder than words, anyway. Challenge Hald Bitterblade. He's the Stormfist commander. Find him on the East Hill and bring me his head as proof of your victory.
Nice hole.
I'm quite busy, can't you see? Work builds character, they say.
Well, don't just stand there staring at me.
I'm very busy, and I don't have time to play 7 questions. Running errands for the princeling, are you? And I'm not your first. My aides tell me you went to see the lizard before coming to me. I suppose Ernskar wants to affirm his commitment to the pact. Wants to drink vile mead and discuss strategy. Talk means nothing. A blood contract, on the other hand, is binding. Use my dagger, Viper's Strike, on any Stormfists you slay. The blood it absorbs powers its enchantment. Bring it back when the dagger is fully charged. To charge its enchantment, yes. If that makes you or the princeling squeamish, however, I perfectly understand.
Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting. Finders keepers, as they say.
The false king and his foreign allies can throw challenges at me as often as they want. I saw it.
Off we go! don't like the bustle of cities, but
Old
I come
Huring's
from a
been
big
spreading
family, so
tales
the
of how you
mind's
defeated
home.
Milan. Very interesting.
The brave and mysterious champion returns. Do you have something for me? And I see that you brought me his head. Bitterblade was a worthy foe, and your efforts on behalf of Prince Ernskar have improved my opinion of him considerably. I shall confer with the prince and offer my counsel as needed.
Alert the heralds! Ernskar's errand runner has returned. So you have. I deplored, but killing a few Stormfists isn't really that significant of an accomplishment. However, your efforts on behalf of the princeling prove that he does wish to make amends for his idiotic behavior at Fort Armel. Yes, true, but that's not as much fun. Oh, very well. I shall work with Prince Ernskar. He shall benefit from my considerable knowledge and expertise.
Well met, my friend. I received word that General Yvette Noramil and Eyes of Steel will meet with me. I'll show them the respect they deserve and work to strengthen our alliance. Once again, your aid advances our cause. You have my gratitude. I need to discuss strategy with the Thanes and Pact leaders. The Argonian and Dark Elf leaders are ready to meet. It's time to gather a council of war. Do you think you could convince the Thanes to attend as well? They're an independent lot, but their advice would be welcome. Start with Thane Harvold. He's a close friend of my father's. If any of the Thanes can be counted on, it's Harvold. We'll meet in front of the healer's tent. I'm sure my father will feel well enough to join us.
fight a mummy. Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting.
Lucanalda! They're back!
Oh, you're back! Were my directions helpful? Did you manage to find everything? Please say yes. I've listened to Hilgrim belch, groan, and try to convince himself he's not the one who got us into this mess for long enough, I should think. Oh, you're amazing! You really did it! Now it's up to me to recreate our masterpiece. I hope it wasn't just a fluke, mostly for Hilgrim's sake, because I'll kill him. Here, take this as a reward. You helped us more than you can know. Give me a moment to mix up just a little to test.
One more hour until I can go play cards.
Here, Hilgrim, give this a try. You're already drunk.
Maybe a bit more spice.
Perfect. That'll do nicely.
Head to the market overlook. We'll take stock of the situation there.
Looks like you're buying at the next pub, Fla.
Beck, I hope you're watching.
make you fetch her! Never have enough of that.
Pretend you never saw me, Traveler.
I was tired of walking anyway.
Another apparition? Oh, you're real. Please, come in. What can I get you? Yes, please come in. Stay for a while. Just pay no mind to the crack in the sky outside or those shadows. Ignore them and have a drink. All right, I can't ignore them either. It all started when the woman at the table by the fire came in. Yes. I don't know her from a skeever's arse, and I don't care what her name is. But she's absolutely the cause of my problems. Right after she arrived, the sky changed, and those shadows started roaming my inn. Then she sat by the fire without a word. Not a one. But a good innkeep can guess what a customer needs. And she needs a drink. Something to wake her up. A Skyrim sunrise. I can't leave my patrons with these shadows, though. Could you go to the well and fetch some water? You'll drink free. The well's out back in the courtyard. Bring me a bucket of water, and I'll mix up a Skyrim sunrise. That should get her talking. Then I can ask her to move along and take this strangeness with her. She's scaring my customers. All good innkeepers know when to leave someone alone and when to chat them up. If not for these shadows floating around, I'd let the woman have her privacy by the fire. Also, there's something about her that frightens me. Can't think of a better word. They're not people, just sort of disturbingly people-shaped. I think they want to speak, but they don't make a sound. They arrived, and the sky cracked exactly when the woman by the fire stepped through the door. I didn't see the crack at first. The light through the window went dark, which was eerie enough. When I poked my head out to look at the sky, there it was. It might be my imagination, but every time I look up, I swear those cracks get bigger. Bought the place almost a year ago. It's old Colovian. Late First Era, I'm told. The seller claimed Raymond III slept here, but I don't see how she'd know that. I had big dreams for this place. Don't know if they'll work out now. I wanted to turn this establishment into a high-end place known for its most unusual drinks. All for a reasonable cost for the common traveler. I concoct my own recipes from scratch, you know. Everyone deserves a drink made with skill and care. Almost every innkeep apprenticeship I ever had kicked me out. They said my drink ideas were too complicated. Really hurt at the time. When I could afford to buy my own place, I named it after how I felt back then. Showed them, didn't I? Always. Making drinks is like alchemy. And I like taking care of strangers. I finally found someone who believed in me, Millie. She suggested I buy this place and provided some of the funds. I need to keep this place open. Honor her belief in me.
Tired of walking anyway. A nice little present from Beck, eh?
raised Vivek. You were there to stop.
Mortal, help me. Please. I don't know if you can understand me. My mind is a storm of images and voices and memories. I can see every reality all at once. The many paths. But my grip on this realm keeps slipping. But you... I see that you are real. We did, didn't we? Then you know my name is Athelia. I am what mortals call, a Daedric prince. The inn. It drew me here. Called to me. I need something it can provide. Possibilities. Probabilities, places where fate takes a different course. Some lead to here, others to there. And a few they lead to... elsewhere. But this place, it has something I need. A phrase emerges from the storm. Sage's dream. Yes, that's it. A drink, I think. It tastes of belonging. Cohesion. The innkeeper, ask him to make this drink for me. Quickly, before the storm takes me again. I remember so little about myself. Why is that? Did someone... Yes. Mora, he did this. But Sage's dream... I know it can help me even as the details slip away. Please, ask the innkeeper. I feel certain he knows something. I am Athelia, the Daedric Prince of Paths, the mistress of the untraveled road. I am... confused. Sometimes an event surges into memory. Fear, anger, and resignation erupt all at once. And then I lose my grasp and forget again. Remembering is a struggle. I cannot extract details from the chaos of converging realities. There is darkness. Then I saw a light in the distance. The light became this inn. It summoned me, but the reason was unclear. Until I recalled Sage's dream. Echoes from other realities. My power drew them here, trapped them between this path and their own. They are confused, suffering. Until I gain control of myself, I cannot set them free. I wish to know more myself, but the storm fills my mind. The knowledge of the many paths comes to me in bursts as intuitions. They are possibilities not yet realized. Realities close and distant. If I can calm my mind, maybe I'll understand.
Well, at least she's finally talking. That's better than I ever managed. I hope you told her to get out of here. My remaining customers are starting to talk about settling their bill and finding someplace less strange. I knew she wanted a drink. But Sage's Dream? Never heard of it. And I've memorized every recipe in every edition of The Innkeeper's Helper. Wait, I just remembered. We might be in luck yet. The previous owner left junk all over the courtyard. I've been sorting through it and noticed a book on obscure and ancient drinks. Maybe it contains a recipe for Sage's Dream. Go back there and find that book. Gilredal's Book of Obscure and Ancient Spirits. That's the book's name. Search around the courtyard behind the inn. Also, try the outbuilding in the far back. I found junk in there, too. Bring me the book, and we'll see if it has the recipe we need. Not a clue. Innkeepers get plenty of requests they don't understand. Our job isn't to ask questions. We're here to listen and help customers relax and forget their problems. Though, maybe that's different for this patron. Strong drink fogs the mind, right? Makes some pains less sharp. But doesn't her mind seem clouded already? Maybe even stormy? I think she wants a drink that will provide her with some clarity.
Nothing wrong with a little opportunistic harvesting.
She hasn't moved once since you left. I tried talking to her, but she only muttered quietly to herself. I'd almost feel bad for her if I wasn't losing sales. Oh, did you find that book on obscure drinks? An Aeliad drink? Odd. This inn was built on Aeliad ruins. Just a coincidence. Tirum weed, hark fruit juice, loot berries. I've never even heard of these ingredients. I can mimic that flavor profile, though. Just need some substitutions. I need to think about it. Maybe some frost miriam? Oh, some lotus might work. In the meantime, I need to make some syrup. Go to the cellar and grab some sugar. I'll keep thinking about this until you get back. Reproducing a sage's dream sounds like a fun challenge. It'll certainly take my mind off of what's happening to my inn. You'll find stairs to the cellar in the room behind you. It opens up into an old ruin, but don't mind that. Never. I've learned about drinks from across Tamria, and none of these ingredients sound familiar. But that won't stop me. Maybe we can bring this drink back into popularity. Oh, sure. You'll find these old ruins all across Colovia. The first owner built the inn on top of some. Whoever dug out the cellar broke through into ruins and just left it that way. I use it for storage now.
Something hides here. I feel its hatred thick and sour. Perhaps I can call it to us. This horrid relic rose from the ground. I need to talk. When you left, I was compelled to follow. I saw an image of you entering this chamber, and I knew I had to be here with you. But then this awful lamp appeared. Rudely popping out of nowhere. I hate the damned thing! The storm in my head. Remember? I cannot focus through all the overlapping paths. I think this damned lamp was used against me, but I cannot understand how. Could you pick it up? I wished to examine it, but could not stand holding the horrid thing. Over here. I sense a path that wishes to be explored. Shine the lamp, please. I know this. A doorway to the many paths. Step through and I will follow. My power abandons me here. I will follow if I can.
The enemy approaches. They come to imprison my prince.
No, Torvasad. They are different. Approach, Pathwalker, and speak with me. I recognize this place. Mortals worshipped me here. A mortal Pathwalker. Such a creature is quite rare. And I see you are accompanied by one of my reflections. An Athelia from a different path. You carry something else with you. It feels like hatred. Tell me, why have you come to my reality? The Lamp of Clarity. A relic created to hunt me and my unseen. It carries a... But why lead you to me? To the many paths. It manifests as a drink, but is brewed from ingredients infused with my very own essence. Drinking it will reconnect my reflection to the many paths and stabilize her power. They bloom in my shadow, or in the shadows of other Athelias. Each path's ingredient is unique. You can find Tiramweed here, but the rest grows in other realities. Take what you need, Pathwalker. Then you must leave before my fellow princes arrive. This is my tired of fighting. It is the same on every path I have examined. If this is my fate, so be it. Take my Tiramweed and go with my blessing. How strange. Not in any way you're mortal. This is my end. How strange. A mortal who walks the many paths without understanding them. Between that, keeping company with my reflection, and bearing the Lamp of Clarity, you intrigue me. Very well. Ask your questions. Not in any way your mortal mind that somehow formed around a spiderweb, interweaving lines within a grander, fixed shape. That is the many paths. Possibilities scatter across the Orbis, each defined by distinct choices, with unique outcomes that lead to new realities. The many paths are the web that binds them. Some can traverse these connections, as you have done here. Control? No. But I have the power to see them, to follow their threads and alter their fates. It is one of the things that Hermaeus Mora respects about me. And the one thing he fears the most. The mortal mind is limited, intentionally so. Comprehending the many paths should overwhelm you, and actually traversing them should be impossible. I can barely do that. You are unique among your kind. Thus the title I give you, Pathwalker. Mortals are servants, performing tasks to maintain reality. Every field plowed, child born, or war fought, keeps the Orbis stable by design. This fact is kept from them. The slaves should not understand the Master's plan, lest they seek to undo them. Each reality bound by the many paths contains a version of an entity, mortal or Daedra. They each differ in some way, but each springs from the same seed. I am no different. She and I are the same, but distorted, like an image in a cracked mirror. Most mortals quake in fear at my presence, or demand one boon or another. But all you seek is knowledge. Interesting. Ask your questions then, Pathwalker. I suppose so. If she's lost control of her power, then she needs someone to stabilize her. It seems she chose you for this task. The more information you have, then, the better. Once Hermaeus Mora chose my fate, he recruited other Daedric princes to aid in my capture. Azura answered his call by creating the Lamp of Clarity. Its light exposes my location on a path, or, as you have seen, reveals doorways to the many paths. I am as curious as you. Perhaps it does not aid you, but only appears to. Azura's essence may have a purpose of its own, and you are only along to see that purpose fulfilled. I hope you find your answer as you continue your journey. The many paths connects all Athelias across all realities. This bond can weaken over time, causing distress to an Athelia. We developed a means to reintegrate called Sage's Dream. It manifests as a drink to consume, but this is only an illusion. The ingredients grow in an Athelia's shadow. They form from our essence. We each produce only one ingredient. Mixing these ingredients melds the essences from many Athelias. When imbibed, we take in the power of our reflections. When she drinks Sage's Dream, she takes in the combined essences of her reflections. She gains their understanding of her power. Your Athelia will reconnect to the many paths and regain control of her power. An extended separation from the many paths, perhaps. Oh, yes, I see it now. Your Athelia already suffered Mora's punishment. Her power was stripped from her when she was locked away. She needs to calm the storm as her power seeks to return to her. Most mortals quake in fear at my presence, or demand one boon or another. But all you seek is knowledge. Interesting. Ask your questions then, Pathwalker. The Prince of Fate foresees a cataclysm approaching. I used my ability to manipulate the many paths to prevent one disaster. But now Mora sees my efforts as the predecessor to something even more terrible. He feels he must imprison me. And I agree. Do not fear, mortal. I have a plan. My scions will one day set me free, after I have had sufficient time to figure out how to avert the disaster Mora predicts. Another Athelia. So powerful and proud. Here, collect the ingredients and let us go back, mortal. Take it with my... A new path appears. Use the lamp, mortal. Step through. Let us see where this path takes us. Dread fills this path.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to.
We are not welcome here.
a big family, you have to know how to scrap. Don't like your odds. Maybe I should have joined the buoyant armigers.
Have Mora's forces finally come? Then I am finished. No, you do not belong here, but a reflection of the Prince of Pards travels with you. Have you come to revel at my defeat? To watch Hermaeus Mora imprison me? How shameful that I attract a mocking audience. Get on with your gloating then. Of course she lost control of her powers. All Aethelias are fragile creatures. They break under the slightest pressure. Just like glass. How did you get here, if my reflection cannot control her power? How did you walk the many paths? My Shardborn should gut you. Whether you intend it or not, this humiliates me even more. An item of my ruin born by a reflection who walks free. If it will get you to leave, I have Hark Fruit, one of the ingredients for Sage's Dream. Take it and go. Azura's lamp is not a friend to Athelia, Pathwalker. All the relics work to subdue us. If it helps make a Sage's Dream, it is not to empower my reflection. No matter. My fate here is sealed, so what do I care? Take your Hark Fruit and leave me. Accepted. All that I am will soon vanish from reality. How could I possibly be comfortable with annihilation? No. I feel dread. Resentment. Anger. And totally ashamed by my obvious weakness. When word arrived of Hermaeus Mora's plan for me, I crumbled. My followers are loyal, but they couldn't face down the combined might of the other princes. What resistance we presented was quickly crushed. Another testament to my weakness. Mora's army has surrounded the shrine and will soon pour in. I will have no choice but to let them imprison me. My followers may be locked away as well, or scattered across oblivion. It does not matter anymore. Let them come. This reflection seems resigned to her fate. quite different from the other. Let us... I saw how to open a doorway. Let us return to the inn cellar. I sense this is the last path calling to me. Use the lamp here, mortal. Step into the many paths once again, mortal. Unbridled anger fills these halls. We have entered a war zone. Find the last ingredient, but be careful. Reality in this path is extremely fragile. It might shatter. Hurry!
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable.
I remember this as a place filled with light and joy. This is not that place. Hermaeus Mora consumes this shrine. His response to the savagery of Athelia's defense.
They're coming for us.
No, you must not bring that reflection any closer. Speak with me, and I shall explain. Emmaus Mora's plan seems cruel, even for a Daedric prince. Imprisoned, forgotten for an eternity. It is an unspeakable punishment that I cannot allow to stand. Your Athelia, does she not sense it? The Athelia of this path, my prince, has lost herself. She has become the monster that Emmaus Mora foresaw. If she cannot regain control, this reality is finished. Why does a mortal walk beside an Athelia? Then I hope you succeed where I have failed. I tried to get my prince to calm down, but she lashed out at Mora's forces with her full fury. The more she fought, the more lost she became. Perhaps there is still a chance for you. How can I help? Why would... Oh, I understand. Azura's lamp wants to preserve your reality. By helping your Athelia regain control, she can be safely imprisoned again. The ingredient you need is close by. Loot berries. Hurry and take them before it is too late. Flee while you can, mortal. Save your own life. Just spare a thought for this doomed path if you survive. I suspect we will not last much longer. I suggest you take the loot berries and run. Good luck. Athelia is the fate changer, the unweaver. She has power unlike any other Daedric prince. The power to shift existence itself. Mora long suspected that Athelia was dangerous, but full of uncontrollable rage. Reality itself unravels around her. The unimaginable. Can you contemplate what happens when reality shreds like parchment beneath a saber cat's claws? Nothing remains when existence ceases to be.
Mora dares! Damn his eyes! Every one of them! You wanted a monster! Behold the last tomorrow! Behold the destroyer of reality!
This Athelia shows uncontrolled rage. It will consume every piece of this reality.
We must leave this path before my reflection destroys it.
There you are! Come here. I have an idea about the sage's dream. Did you get lost down here? Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. That woman is back upstairs, sitting by the fire, so I came looking for you. I think I figured out how to make a sage's dream, even if we don't have the proper ingredients. What? You do? Well, that makes things easier. I'm not sure where you got ingredients that no longer exist, but the good innkeeper knows when not to ask questions. Can you help me make the drink? I'll read from the recipe book while you do the rest. I turned my alchemy stove into the finest experimental drink maker in Tamriel. You can be the first to try it. For each ingredient, we'll need to get the temperature just right. I'll call out for more or less heat. You turn the appropriate valve. First, place the tirum weed in the apparatus. Slowly apply heat to steep the tirum weed. needs more heat. Too hot. Reduce the heat. That looks nicely steeped. Next, place the hawk fruit in the apparatus. Apply heat to liquefy the hawk fruit. Again, not too hot. The hawk fruit looks properly reduced. Now add loot berries to the apparatus. You should chill the loot berries without freezing them. It needs to be cooler. It's getting too cold. Don't freeze them. We froze the loot berries. We can start over. You should chill the loot berries without freezing them. It needs to be cooler. It's getting too cold. Don't freeze them. We froze the loot berries. We can start over. You should chill the loot berries without freezing them. Perfectly chilled. Now to blend the drink. 2 parts steeped tirum weed and hawk fruit juice for every 1 part of chilled loot berries. That's the exact amount of loot. That's too many loot berries. We'll begin again. That's the exact amount of loot berries we need. That's the perfect amount of tirum weed. Don't add any more. Looks like a perfectly blended sage's dream. Pour the finished drink into that carafe. Now, grab the drink and take it to that strange woman. I'll meet you upstairs.
Sage's dream. Do you have it? Finally. The storm abates and I can clearly see the many paths. I can discern one reality from the next, and my mind is clear. I am myself again. I am Athelia, Prince of Paths and Mistress of the Untraveled Road. I shall set things right. The echoes I dragged from disparate paths are free to return to their own realms, and allow me to untangle the threads of fate and restore balance to this reality. I thank you, Pathwalker. And I am jealous of you. We learned that every Athelia is dangerous, a broken creature that ends up hunted. We cannot change who we are. But mortals, you choose your paths. You don't need the powers of a Daedric prince to alter your fate. I envy this. Goodbye, Pathwalker.
The pain is gone, and the threads of fate have untangled. What happened in there, Proxy? I sense the knot in the threads of fate has untangled, Proxy. This threat to our reality has passed. Should I assume you are responsible? Tell me what occurred within the Outcast Inn. If helping Athelia saved reality, then you made the right choice. But the Lamp of Clarity is a powerful relic. I am glad you found it. I would like to take the lamp to Baragon's townhouse for further study. May I have it? I predicted that the tangled threads of fate were related to Athelia's release. But how could I know she was the direct cause? You have served the one who knows very well in this effort. Here is the reward I promised. I must contact Hermaeus Mora and inform him that Athelia has regained at least some of her power. Do not take this as a slight against you. Helping her saved many lives. It was the correct thing to do. Take it to Skingrad for study. Azura's lamp was designed to hunt down Athelia and her minions. Knowing how best to utilize it must be my next priority. Please find me there when you are able. The Chosen of Fate still has much to do.
Off we go!
protect us till the end. The laughing hearts break blood for a gout and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well.
Welcome to...
I miss roasting pupil scribs over a fire. So sweet and airy, with a hint of crunch.
Thank you for bringing the Echoneer. We will need... Thank you for answering my summons, Proxy. I am afraid our respite has reached its end. We saved Apocrypha from Vermina and Harryite, but it seems Torvasad has embarked on a new design. Hermaeus Mora has need of you again.
Good orcs died, little prince. I'm not curious.
Torvasad seeks to return to the Mythos, the heart of Apocrypha. He intends to restore Ethelia, the Daedric prince he once served. He has already opened 2 glyphics to revive her memory. He cannot be allowed to unlock the final glyphic. Torvasad cannot force his way into the Mythos against Mora's will, but Mora is unable to perceive his movements. There may be a way for Torvasad to sidestep Mora's ban and reach the vault of the glyphic. Here, take the Echoneer. You will need it. A relic forged by Hermaeus Mora, the Echoneer can corporealize distinct foci. That is, it can reveal echoes of past events related to the Forgotten Prince. Choices made ages ago now menace our world. The Echoneer can help us understand them. When you come to a location associated with Prince Ethelia, hold forth the Echoneer to draw out and observe any lingering memories. You may also need to perceive the threads of fate as I do. I have a spell for that. Because Hermaeus Mora has foreseen that a restored Prince Athelia threatens the very foundations of reality, endangering Apocrypha, Nirn, and all of existence. The one who knows needs mortal aid to avert catastrophe. Hermaeus Mora cannot see Torvasad, but he can sense threads of fate disturbed by Torvasad's actions. The threads are fraying in Grotwood, Reaper's March, and Stonefalls. I will open a portal to each place. Choose one, and we shall go. Hermaeus Mora reached into every mind, mortal and immortal, and erased all memory of Athelia. His work, however, was not perfect. A select few sensed that something had been taken from them, and he could not erase his own memory of what he had done. Torvasad calls Athelia the Prince of Paths, the Mistress of the Untraveled Road, the Fate Changer. Your guess about what that all means is as good as mine, Proxy. As for her fate, I imagine that secret is locked in the final glyphic. Torvasad said he was tormented by half-remembered dreams. A strange thing, as Daedra do not dream the way we mortals do. The sense of something missing drove him to search for answers. That search finally led him to Apocrypha. Torvasad is a clanless Dremora who allies himself with different Daedric princes. When we encountered him in Necrom, he was working with Vermina and Periite to uncover a secret hidden in Apocrypha. Now he recalls that he once served Athelia. Yes, the first held the secret that Hermaeus Mora erased a memory from all of Nirn and Oblivion. The second glyphic revealed the memory. There was once a Daedric prince named Athelia, a prince Torvasad served. It lies hidden in a vault in the mythos, the very heart of Apocrypha. Reaching it against Hermaeus Mora's will should be impossible, but Torvasad has already done so twice. Mora called him unseen. Somehow Torvasad eludes his gaze. Because you bear the mark of Hermaeus Mora, he has chosen you to serve as champion of fate, his agent in the mortal realm and perhaps beyond. You can act in places where the one who knows cannot directly intervene, as can I. When you signed the contract agreeing to act as fate's mortal agent, never fear, Hermaeus Mora has no interest in your soul. I signed a similar contract long ago, when Mora realized I could perceive the threads of fate. You had no need of such a gift during our last encounter, and Hermaeus Mora specifically told me not to share it until the time was right. That time, according to Mora, is now upon us. The one who knows can be inscrutable at times.